So Biden claims he was commanding. Oh, he was commanding the hurricane response away from Washington. It's called a telephone, he said. Yeah. He was allegedly on the phone. Yeah. President asserted on Monday he was commanding the hurricane response from the phone, despite not being in Washington, D.C. Oh, Joe, where are you at again? Oh, God, this guy sucks. So here he is. I don't mean to laugh. It's just, people voted for this guy.
Morning. To state the obvious, over the weekend, with devastating storms in the South. I spoke for a couple hours with leaders yesterday affected by this hurricane, and Governor Kemp of Georgia, Governor Cooper of North Carolina, county officials in the Big Bend region of Florida, and other leaders in South Carolina and Tennessee about the broad and devastating impacts of Hurricane Helene. It's not just a catastrophic storm, it's a historic, history-making storm. The entire Southeast and Appalachia. Damage from the hurricane stretches across at least 10 states. Winds over 120 miles an hour in some places. Storm surges up to 15 feet and record flooding. Communities are devastated. Loved ones waiting, not sure if their loved.
Okay, so it goes on for about 7 minutes because all Joe could stand. Joe can't stand for more than that time. So, yeah, he said he made a phone call. And it also goes on here to say, on the hurricane, why weren't you and Vice President Harris here in Washington commanding this weekend? A reporter asked, to which Biden responded, I was commanding. I was on the phone for at least 2 hours yesterday and the day before as well. It's called a telephone call. It turns out that Joe Biden was just ordering Domino's and had no idea for himself. Hello? Hello? Yes, Mr. President, this is the White House kitchen. How can I help you? FEMA. I need you to get down to FEMA. Sir, do you need anything? This is the White House kitchen. For 2 hours, Joe was trying to figure it out. Now, you might be wondering, well, where's Kamala? That was Joe, Brad. That's all fine and dandy. Oh, well, she was working really hard, you guys. It says here, I was just briefed by FEMA. Oh, on the latest developments about the ongoing impacts of Hurricane Helene. Why the hell would FEMA call Kamala Harris? She doesn't fix anything. She destroys it. This is the complete opposite thing you should be doing. Don't call her. She'll make the thing worse. I know it's remarkable. Like, man, there's sheer devastation. Like, everything's underwater or sand and soil and dirt, and it's just completely dilapidated now. It's completely gone. How could she destroy it further? Don't even try it. She'll do it. She'll pull a miracle. We also discussed our administration's continued actions to support emergency response and recovery. Oh. While she's sitting there on her airplane with headphones in, pretending to write on a piece of paper with a nice cup of coffee, air conditioning. Sure. Why aren't you down there? Why weren't you down there? So you would think, oh, she's actually going to sit there and at FEMA, work with the press to really say, like, how we're helping people during disasters, like it says right behind her. You would think that she would actually take this moment to zoom in with the press for once and answer some people's questions. But she doesn't.
Madam Vice President.
Thank you. Come on, bro. This way. Let's go. This way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This way. Thank you.
All right.
This way. This way. This way.
Thanks so much.
Yo, please. People, millions are going to turn out in 4 weeks and vote for this lady. She can't answer a question. Donald Trump's there. Buildings falling apart around him. We're bringing in oil tankers, gasoline, food, water, diapers, everything. We're flying it in from the skies. I called Elon Musk. Musk is bringing in Starlink. Can you believe it, Starlink? She's sitting there with her thumb up her you-know-what. But don't worry, you guys. She did a photo op. Oh, good for her. In the same way she went down to the border for 20 minutes. I mean, Joe can't even figure out that there was a hurricane. Look, he just ignores the press too. It's a common theme here with this administration, is it not? Just ignoring the press. When you ignore the press, guess who you're also ignoring? Yeah, the American people. Yes. Most transparent administration that's ever existed, though, according to them.
Ground incursion into Lebanon inevitable?
Time for a ceasefire.
Will you visit the hurricane site?
Will you respond to the missile attacks on the U.S. warships? Will you respond to the missile attacks on the U.S. warships in the Red Sea?
We're responding.
Wow, he actually got in the car by himself for once. If you don't know what I mean by that, there's been a couple videos that have circulated of Secret Service helping Joe Biden pick up his legs to get into the beast. So that's a thing. So here it is on the hurricane. Why weren't you and VP Harris here in Washington commanding this weekend? And here he is saying that he was on the phone for a couple hours with Domino's.
Do you expect Iran to retaliate?
On the hurricane, Mr. President, why weren't you and Vice President Harris here in Washington commanding this weekend?
I was commanding. I was on the phone for at least 2 hours yesterday and the day before as well. I command. It's called a telephone. And all my security people.
Is it not important for the country to see?
And there he goes. Somebody should clip this and put like the the Office theme song. Ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Now, for a guy that's been in office his entire life, like 50 years, you would think that he would know hurricane's coming. We're in a election. It would be probably good to get my tushy down there so it looks like I at least care somewhat about Americans, but he won't. He can't, you guys. He's incapable of any sort of thought. And they might go, you know, Democrats are like, well, where's the receipts, Brad? You're saying that he's not doing anything. Well, that's not what CNN and MSNBC is telling me. Okay, fine. Well, let's hear then, because they can't type in buttons, folks. The liberals cannot, these snowflakes cannot type and use their keyboard. They don't know how to type. They're like iPad kids. Here's boots on the ground then, because again, they can't do the research themselves. Here's what the boots on the ground, the people that are underwater, Joe, are saying.
Asheville, among the hardest hit tonight, remains largely cut off from relief, frustrating residents.
Nobody's going to help us. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do.
Do you have any faith in the federal response here?
No. Ricky and Devonna Brown's auto shop has been in this location for 30 years.
It's just devastating. I mean, it's just hard to see it. I mean, it's just hard to come and look at. You know what I mean? This is your whole life right here. And it's this old building to somebody. But to us, this is our life.
Don't worry, you guys. I can't even say it with a straight face. Kamala Harris is going to fix it. People believe it. People believe it. Oh, she's going to solve all your problems. Oh. She's doing so good, isn't she?